Up this series and send it back to Sacramento for a 3-game set. Warriors get the win, 114-97. A win they accomplished without one of the smartest defensive players ever to play the game, and Draymond Green. He was suspended for tonight, and the Warriors overcame that. They overcame the loss of Gary Payton II and just dictated this game. They led wire to wire. They controlled this game throughout, and they win 114-97.
Oh, baby! And that's how we set the tone on a Friday. Tim Roy on the call right here on 95.7 The Game. A wire-to-wire Game 3 victory for the Golden State Warriors. No Draymond Green. No Gary Payton II. It did not matter because you got guys who stepped up in Kevon Looney, Donte DiVincenzo. Of course, the chef was special with 36 points. We're going to get into it all. Trust me, we're going to talk a lot of basketball on the show today, but we're also going to talk that trash. Sacramento, how you feeling right now? Is that booty getting a little tighter? Because I told you guys the pressure was all on you. It was all on you to win that game and put away this basketball team. Well, guess what? They now have life, and Game 4, 12:30 Sunday afternoon is going to be a bonanza. Oh, it's going to be a lot of fun as we say good morning to everybody out there. And a lot of people yesterday chased it and said, hey, Bonte, you ain't saying good morning to the strippers lately. Well, let me say something. I hope those strippers made a crispy dollar last night because it was a buzz on 420 after that game. So good morning to all the strippers, all the graveyard shift workers. Good morning to all the contractors, bakers, you name it. Spadoni, Loveman, Shasky. We got a lot of time to roll, baby. Let's get into it. What you got?
All right. So I'm just going to start rat-a-tat-tatting certain opinions, and you can stop me whenever you want to stop me. Steph Curry is amazing. Duh. Andrew Wiggins, clear-cut number 2 best player on this team.
Stop right there. Clear cut number 2. He's picked up where he's left off
ridiculous.
In the postseason. I thought he set the tone in the first half.
You.
Two-way play. I'm going to stay in front of you, Fox. I'm going to use my arms. I'm going to use my length. I'm going to make you a volume scorer. 26 points on 22 shots for De'Aaron Fox. And then offensively, he's in his bag. He's in his bag.
How about him getting the ball on the block, which I was begging for, and they got the switch before he even got the ball. And De'Aaron Fox with multiple fouls. Boom, he's on the block. Food. Dog food. Let's go. Not the Dog Pound album.
When you go to the one big lineup, there's a lot more spacing on the floor, and there's a lot more room to operate. Andrew Wiggins balled out last night. I love where his game is at. Continue.
And then, obviously, Loondog and Donte DiVincenzo. I want to stop on them for just a split second. If you've been watching the Warriors this year, everybody, Draymond's the heart and soul. Put Dre to the side, okay? This year. Kevon Looney and Donte DiVincenzo on a nightly basis have brought the heart, the soul, the energy, the passion. You got to have multiple dudes like these two. Deflections, boxing out, second chance effort, unbelievable acute defense. How about the ability to pass? I'm not even talking about the pick and roll passing from Kevon Looney. I'm not even talking about the DiVincenzo. Just the patience to run the offense and dribble through. Hey, the layup's not there. Let me keep going underneath the rim, kick it back out to a shooter. The discernment, the way that these guys fight and scrap and play. How do you not want a loon dog on your team? All the slander, everybody. Sabonis is an MVP candidate. Well, give me Kevon Looney over Sabonis all day and twice on Sunday, especially in the playoffs. Because that I'm a crashing you crap that Sabonis does, it don't work in the playoffs when guys are ready to put their body on the line. Their game plan for Sabonis, just throw him out the window. Fraudulent MVP.
Well, let me tell you
Fraudulent
something.
MVP candidate.
Because there's some dub feds who said to Bonte, I expect you to roast the Kings tomorrow morning. I expect you to make us proud in the morning and speak for Dub Nation on Domantas Sabonis, who got booed every time he touched the basketball.
Rightfully.
Let me tell you something. He's got a lot of empty calories in this series. And what I mean by that, those points and rebounds are not impactful whatsoever. You know, Matt George, I saw from ABC 10 yesterday before the game. Kings fans had a little spunk to him.
Oh, did
Kings media had a little spunk to him. Oh, they were feeling good. And I told them all. And they thought I was crazy. You thought I was crazy at first until you slept on it. All the pressure's on you guys. You better win game number 3 with the way y'all been chirping. And they didn't. Sabonis clearly rattled yesterday at Chase Center. Kevon Looney, you wanted to speak about him, and I totally agree. This year, this season.
That's all.
He has been the heart and soul.
Yep.
And you know what? when you look at the last calendar year, and you look at the journey through the playoffs last season, and you look at the journey through the year this year, Kevon Looney, he's my vote for most improved player. He's had a career year, fantastic year. But we all got a glimpse of who Loon Dog really was. Game 6 against Memphis. And I'm sorry that it took us so long but that game right there, when they eliminated the Grizzlies, and it was, we're going with the 5 guys, but Looney, you're playing center, and you're going to have to bang with Steven Adams all night long. You're going to have to grab rebounds, because you know what? If we get on the flight back to Memphis, it might not be pretty. And Loon Dog, with that Game 6 against Memphis,
Thank you.
He opened up the eyes of everybody. And then you look at Game 2 when Draymond Green gets in foul trouble against the Dallas Mavericks in the Western Conference Finals. And you think about Loon Dog's third quarter.
Speak on it.
I read it to Greg St. Jean yesterday, the son of Gary St. Jean, who's an assistant coach of the Dallas Mavericks. He goes, Loon Dog destroys us. Loon Dog is a player.
Thank you.
And he's a valuable asset. And the guy has been a leader this year. He's a 3-time champ. Hell, he actually put himself on the map 2019 when he's coming back from multiple injuries. He took a shoulder from Kawhi Leonard. He was out. He was done.
Well, I'll tell you, how about his ability to pass and his discernment in that high pick and roll? How many times did they sag off of him and he got the ball somewhere around the free throw line?
Well, that's the thing.
And he's patient and he lets the offense work through. And when he needs to, he goes in. And you know what? He smoked 4 or 5 layups yesterday.
That's fine.
But no. I'm just being fair here.
Yep.
But he kept fighting and fighting. And then I put DiVincenzo in the same bowl because DiVincenzo's like, God, the guy in the first 2 games, that wasn't the guy we saw all year. And everyone, this is who he is. No, man. He had an 82-game season that was pretty damn good. Yeah. It was pretty damn good. Well, and so to see both of those guys have that game yesterday, it's like, yes, that's what I'm talking about.
It's fascinating because we're going to talk about Steph. We'll talk about more Wiggins. I thought Jordan Poole played a very controlled basketball game.
Thank you. And I thought defensively he was much better.
That one turnover for Jordan Poole.
He was active on the boards.
Active. The shot will fall at some point.
I know it will.
I know it will. But he played a very controlled basketball game yesterday. We'll get to Moses Moody. Hell, I told you about JaMychal Green. JaMychal Green can play, man.
JaMychal Green was banging. He was banging.
There's a role for JaMychal Green on this basketball team.
He's got a little goon in him.
I thought Anthony Lamb in his spot minutes, play some defense.
He had 2 blocks. Well, one of them, I don't know if they gave to Wiggins.
Line.
Did they give the one to Wiggins at the rim?
Yeah, they did. I think.
Yeah, because him and Lamb were both there for that one, and then obviously he closed out on the 3-point line. But Bonte, you talking about Moody? Let's go to Moody.
No. I got to start some defense.
Go.
Stop right there, because there was a question about whether or not he's going to have a role in the series. KD played the series.
It was a fair question.
It is a fair question, but I said you got to ride with this guy. You have to ride with DDV.
I agree.
This guy has been there all season long for you. He's given you everything that he had. And it was funny. He had about 2 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, and I thought to myself watching the game in the tunnel, this guy's having an amazing floor game. He's everywhere.
He's giving you the Draymond impact.
That Sacramento team, they ain't no punks. That's an athletic bunch with young, fresh legs. You need athleticism on the floor. Dante DiVincenzo. People maybe look at the skin color. They don't know about his athleticism. This guy's a former soccer player in high school. This guy gets up. You saw what he did at Villanova. He gets up. He can yam it. He was everywhere yesterday. Passing lanes,
How about the
4
layup
steals.
before the end of the quarter?
I loved it. Now,
and Steph Curry coming off it looked like a double dribble.
They may have got to wait double dribble, but what? They didn't call it, so I don't care.
Look, and stop right there on the whistles. I did believe that the Warriors got a favorable whistle
early
yesterday.
on, they did. They did.
Like, if we're going to be honest, the first couple of possessions, you had the Clay crashing into Keegan Murray. Could have gone either way. It could have been a no call. They get Keegan Murray on the block. Boom. The De'Aaron Fox, it looks like JP falls. It just looked like he fell. And they give De'Aaron Fox the quick foul. Like, there were a couple of sequences, and I'm sure there's plenty throughout the game that we can go through. They got the favorable whistle, but they made the most of it.
They made the most of it. But you know what? The fact is, Sacramento got their ass kicked last night. The stage was just a little bit too big. Yeah,
but the
stage was just a little too big for the Sacramento Kings. They haven't been here before. Malik Monk, MIA. Keegan Murray, put him on the milk carton. Kevin Huerter can't hit a shot.
Stop on Keegan Murray. He cannot guard anyone in this series.
No, he cannot.
Explain to me who he's guarded. This is what I said to people.
He can't guard anybody.
This is the difference between the regular season and the playoffs, and we've talked about this a lot. You get to the regular season, sometimes matchups happen, and a guy just doesn't fit in a series. Who's Keegan Murray guarding?
No, he can't guard anybody, and he's getting his ass kicked. But I want to go back to DiVincenzo because he could have went down in the tank after game number 2.
Yes.
He did not take a field goal attempt. And I remember on the postgame show, I said, DDV didn't take a field goal. I have a problem with that. You get your butt out there on the floor because Dante DiVincenzo is more than capable. He had a career year shooting from the 3-point line. A career year. DDV, take your shots.
Yes, I agree.
Get your money, buddy. Get your money. And what I saw yesterday, look at This is a great stat line to me. He's 2 of 8, 1 of 5 for the
Yeah,
three-point
yeah.
line. Again, those shots are going to fall on Sunday.
It was
Trust
the
me.
activity.
It was the activity. 6 points, the 8 assists, the 7 rebounds, the 4 steals, getting in dudes' faces, playing his zone, getting his hands
How
up.
about high-fiving Kerr on the way down the court after hitting a three?
Dude, orchestrating the offense, bringing the ball up the floor, getting them in the right sets, being aggressive. I love Looney and DDV yesterday.
Thank you.
You're unsung heroes
Thank
for
you.
game number 3. No doubt about it. Oh, you said Moses Moody?
Well, I want to get to them
Whoa.
because these guys have been on milk cartons. Let's call it what it is. The guy was on ice, straight up on ice, and this guy has the guts and the moxie to be ready to go. His length, look, at times he can be flat-footed, but I'm telling you, his length bothered De'Aaron Fox. It bothered Malik Monk. He was active on rebounds. He was attacking the rim. He was stroking the three.
Well-
Moses Moody, I'm so happy for him.
well-
we were ready to throw him out with the bathwater.
No, he
We
wasn't.
were all
No,
ready
he
to give
wasn't.
him
Not
the
me.
ET finger
Not
and say,
me.
oh, the young guys are holding this team
Nah.
back. No,
Nah.
the young guys needed to play. They needed to
No.
feel empowered.
Nope.
And good for Steve Kerr finally breaking the glass in case of emergency and busting out Moses Moody. I'm so happy for him. And then Kuminga. Kuminga almost took out 5 bodies
Yep.
when he went for that dunk. He
Yep.
smoked both free throws, but I love to see the young guys contributing.
Well, here's the thing. 954 Comcast Business Text Line. Good morning to you. Good morning to YouTube. Good morning to Twitch. We're going to be on fire all morning long. 888-957-9570. I want to hear from everybody. Kings fans, if you want to call the show, call me. I'm here for you. I ain't ducked no smoke from you guys at all. And all this cap about 2,000 Kings fans or Kings fans taking over Jay Center.
Don't care.
No. But no, I'm going to talk that talk
Why?
because I care. I'm going to talk that talk. Forget all that. These guys have never been here before. They ain't been here 17 years. These are the champs you talking to. These are the freaking champs, and they didn't forgot about that. They forgot. And so all that purple I was looking for at Chase Center, I was looking. I didn't see him in the rafters. I didn't see him in the 100s. I didn't see him in the 200s.
Oh, you were
I didn't see
looking?
him anywhere. I was looking for Kings fans.
Oh.
They were MIA yesterday, so I don't want to hear anything about that because we're going to talk that talk. Did it get stuck on the Vallejo Bridge? Did they make it across the Bay Bridge? Did it get past the Doubletree in Vacaville? I have no idea, but they were MIA yesterday.
Get
So
past
King fans
the
on the chat who said they were going to take over Chase Center, where was you at last night? Because I didn't see none of you. None of you. All right, back to the basketball game. Moses Moody.
I'm just so happy
Moses
for him.
Moody.
So happy for him.
We've bitched and moaned all season long about Steve Kerr not playing the young guys. And Moses Moody, time and time again, shows you how mature this guy is. Time and time again, the guy gets his number called and he stays ready. We got to find a nickname for him. Stay ready, Moody? I don't know. He's always ready to roll. I thought his minutes, his length, his size, he was getting in front of Malik Monk. He was not afraid to take the corner 3 yesterday. He was going to the rack. He was rebounding. He knows where to be on the floor. This guy is the definition of a professional.
At
And he's
20.
only in his second year.
I know.
At 20 years old. Only in the second year. And he said it. Look, I get ticked off when I don't play.
Yeah.
But Bob Myers and Steve Kerr sat me down. He goes, look, man, if I wanted to develop, I would have stayed at Arkansas. I'm going to develop in this league because I belong in this league. And you know what, Moses Moody? He belongs on the Golden State Warriors. He's going to be a factor moving forward in this series.
Fitz Fitz was on the broadcast. I'm watching on you guys, and he throws it to you. Did you see who gave the biggest butt slap to Moses Moody
No,
as he's
who
coming
did?
off the floor after talking with Fitz before the end of halftime?
Who did?
Joe Lacob. And I thought Joe Lacob he was ready to hug Moody, and I was like,
Well.
that's what I'm talking about, Joe.
Well.
I love Joe Lacob.
Well, there's a couple things that's happening yesterday. One, the spacing on the floor.
Oh, so much better.
Because this is something we talked about
So much better.
for so long. The one big lineup.
So much better.
The one big lineup. We talked about so many guys coming off the bench, and I don't know what's going to happen on Sunday. It's going to be good to have Draymond Green back. It's going to be great to have Gary Payton II back. But boy, oh boy, this one big lineup.
I
What
agree.
it does,
I agree.
What it does is it makes the other team honor everybody on the floor. So, for example, you see Alex Lynn on the floor, right? And Alex Lynn has been a factor in the
He's
series.
been very impactful.
Very impactful. But you get Alex Lynn on the floor. If you have Draymond and Looney out there on the floor,
He's
or if
sagging.
you have Draymond, he's in the paint
Yeah,
tucked in.
absolutely.
But when you have a JaMychal Green out there from the corner, or you got Looney from the free throw line, he can't just camp in the paint. And all of a sudden that creates lanes for Steph, JP, Andrew Wiggins, Moody, whoever's handling the rock. to get to the lane to get layups.
Well,
How many points in the
look,
paint last night for Stephen Curry? You know what I'm saying?
The
because
floor
of the
opened up.
spacing.
But
And another thing, Sabonis can't guard Steph Curry on the perimeter.
Well, come on. I mean,
That's
Sabonis.
good. If you want to continue to do that, Kings fans were telling me yesterday before the game, I talked to a couple people, well, Sabonis is doing a great job on Curry on the perimeter. Well, you continue that game plan. Please do it, because this series will be over by next Friday. I guarantee that.
You mean the Kirk Cousins of the NBA? The guy who's regular season, he's amazing, and then come playoffs, who's he guard? Again, who is Sabonis guarding? We're not guarding him.
No.
You know what we're doing? We're allowing him to get into the paint, and then he puts his shoulder down. He's very predictable. He puts his shoulder down, and he tries to go up physically. And in the regular season, guys aren't willing to lay their bodies on the line. You're not going to send sophisticated double teams. You're going to let him get his. And during the regular season, that's fine. In a real series, when you're game planning and you're sagging off of people and you're working tendencies, I will give him his 10 to 15 points. He's not impactful. He's just not.
No,
Who does he make
calories.
better? Who does he make better? None of the
Nobody.
dribble handoffs are working. You know why? Because we're
Nobody.
not pinned up against you at the elbow. We're sagging off. We're saying, I dare you to take that 16-footer. And you know what? That flat left-handed shot that you have, not only is it not working from the free throw line, you ain't hitting nothing outside of the paint.
Yeah, nothing outside of the paint.
And
All
by the way, we haven't talked about Steve Kerr switching up Steph Curry's minutes.
Well, no, the rotations are. Well, you had to get funky yesterday. I don't think that was the regular substitution pattern. I don't know if we're going to see that substitution pattern on
It was
Sunday,
a wrinkle.
But no, well, you had to, because
Yes.
you had no GP2,
Yes.
and you had no Draymond Green, and you couldn't leave Steph on the bench for too long, especially with them bringing back Fox. Now, you notice right away, 6-minute mark first quarter, Steph Curry's out of the game. Well, he ended up playing later in the first quarter. The rotations are all type
That's
of funky,
fine.
but I think that was for one game.
But
Honestly,
the non-Steph minutes were so much better.
they were able to stabilize the game.
Yeah, I don't even
They were
know what
able
the
to stabilize
plus-minus
the game.
was. I'm just
They
going
were-
off the
no, no, no.
eyeballs.
They were just able to stabilize the game. I thought there was a key stretch in the second quarter
Yes.
without Stephen Curry. They were able to stabilize the game and keep a lead, and that's important because the non-Steph minutes in this series has not been good. So the Warriors win 114-97. They go wire to wire. Lupman, I need my reads. I don't have any reads here, so let me know when you get the reads and bring them in. I don't have the reads, I promise you. Lupman, I don't have the reads. Let's go to Duke and San Bruno real quick. Duke, what's happening? You're on the roast.
Hey, guys, you guys are taking all my mental notes from last night, but let's talk about the rat on the table.
What's that?
The Warriors can't win without Draymond. That's bunk. The Warriors are better without Draymond. Let's face it. He's bad juju. When was the last time that you saw Steve Kerr running up and down the court, coaching like he was coaching last night? Let the young guys play. They're youthful. They can keep up with the young guys on the Kings. Draymond's a great guy. I love his story. I love what he does to the community. But right now, he's bad juju. That's all there is to it.
It's hard to not think long and hard about what you're saying and think that there isn't some truth to it. Now, on one end, look, everything he's accomplished and everything he's done for this team, you recognize, appreciate it, and realize they're not winning anything without him prior. Got all that. Moving forward, I do think you have to think long and hard about how you're going to, lay this out. And we talked a lot about who starts, who comes off the bench. It's the one big lineup, and the way that you phrased it so beautifully. For now, it's Looney or Dre on the floor, not on the floor together. You can't have the two non-shooters. And I'd even throw GP2 into that conversation, where you got to be very careful putting Looney with GP2 out on the floor or Draymond with GP2 out on the floor. This isn't exclusive to Draymond. This is more like, look at how many good shots. Now, they didn't even fall yesterday, but they got such better looks. And then the driving lanes were there. We went back door. Moody had areas to go, baseline. That's not there when it's all congested and they have the two non-shooters.
The thing is, and we're going to get into it, 888-957-9570. There's a lot of people texting me yesterday. NBA circles, fans, you, everybody. The Kings scored 41 points in the first half.
Their D.
That's their lowest output all season long for points in a half. All right? The Warriors led wire to wire. They held up to under 100 points. And that's without GP2 and Draymond Green. This league is about getting buckets. All right?
100%.
This league is about getting buckets. Now, again, the one big lineup, and if we want to talk about putting Clay on the bench and this and that, I'm not saying Draymond Green's coming off the bench. I don't know what the hell's going to happen on Sunday. But you don't think there's some Warriors personnel looking at that game saying, boy, the ball was hopping, 31 assists. boy, they have to honor all our shooters.
That's what I'm saying.
You have Looney, and you got JP, Clay, Wiggins, and Steph. All of a sudden, they got so much space to operate. Where Draymond, where he operates from in the half court, whether it's the split action or top of the key, defenses aren't honoring him. And Mike Brown knows exactly what Draymond wants to do in the split action. He's looking to pass. He's not looking at the
Well,
basket.
they're all over
He's
it.
not being a triple
I
threat.
agree.
They're all over it. Yesterday, when you got to honor the cuts and you got to honor the three-point shooters and you got to get Lynn or Sabonis out of the key because JaMychal Green is in the corner who's a threat to shoot the three, trust me, a lot of people took notice on the way they operated without Draymond Green. I was listening to JD last night, John Dickinson.
What'd he say?
And a lot of callers. I heard back to back to back to back to back. Why hasn't they played Moody? And Draymond Green should come off the bench.
I'm here for it. If you want to win championships,
Listen,
all right?
listen.
Everything should be on the table.
Listen.
Look, did you see Loon Dog facilitating the offense
Yeah,
yesterday?
9 assists yesterday. 9 assists. And he was facilitating from the free throw line. Love where Lou Dog is. I want to continue this
put a pin in
conversation.
it. We're coming right back.
No, we're coming right back to it. We'll be right back.
God.
The segment was brought to you
Where
by
you
Golden
at,
State.
Warrior fans?
Serving the Bay Area for 3 generations. When you succeed, we succeed. Visit GoldenStateLumber.com. Boy, I haven't had this Shasky all week long. It is a welcome
I just needed
sight.
one win.
Oh, man,
I just needed one win.
It's so good to have you
When
back.
I heard you in pregame and you're like, no GP2, I was like, oh, dear God. And then I watched it and I was like,
Listen.
this is incredible.
When you got Steph,
Well,
they wasn't going down 0-3 to the
chef-
Sacramento Kings.
the chef
That's why I
was in his
told you.
bag.
I told you all the pressure was on the Sacramento Kings, and now you're up 2-1. You bet not go back to Sacramento with the series tied at 2 games apiece. You bet not, because that game 5 on a Wednesday night on TNT, those lights get a little bit brighter, and that's something they haven't felt yet. The Warriors have. Remember, they're the champs. All right, what's coming up on the game? Sponsored by Fremont Bank, full service banking, no compromises. I'm so fired up. I want to hear from King fans. I want to hear from Warrior fans. 888-957-9570. Look, we're going to talk a lot of basketball, but I personally will be talking a lot of trash. It ain't going to stop from the 916. It ain't going to stop, baby. I will not stop. I'm here.
what was the
I'm
context
here.
of me screaming there?
I am here. I am here.
Yes!
Like, what beam was lit last night?
Oh,
Was there any beams lit? Huh? Talk to me, Kings fans.
it
Let's
was
go.
shaped like an L.